All right.
All
We
right.
are live. This is Doug Rucker with Pressure Washing School, and I am here with Jeffrey Blackman from Mr. Shine Power Washing and Parking Lot Striping School, difference maker extraordinaire, and Never Give Up, and Joy Fitness, and whatever else he's come up with in the last 2 or 3 months. Always doing something. And then our special guest tonight is Carlos Carrillo. Carlos has attended the pressure washing school back in January, I think, of 2021.
Yep.
Got a truck rig from us, and also came and attended the difference makers school. So we're going to be talking to him in a little bit about his experience, because I just kind of wanted to get trying to get a few people that have attended that can come on and talk to people out there and encourage them to attend, because Jeffrey and I feel like, and Vaughn Cross, who will also be there, of course, we feel like it's just a great thing to help you guys raise your business to the next level, help you to create some more income, help you to kind of focus in on the important things. Jeff, we've got that coming up again. It's the Difference Makers Conference is June 8th and 9th right here in Kingwood, Texas at the Courtyard Marriott. Man, the last one was awesome. I'm looking forward to this one.
Straight fire.
I mean, it was good stuff.
I'm excited. Just to say, if you guys haven't registered, I'm telling you, get online and register, because it is a phenomenal 2-day course. I'm still speechless. I'm on fire from the one at the beginning because of some of the wisdom and the knowledge that was shared. And not only that the guys, they took away a lot of it, and a lot of the guys are applying what we taught, and we seeing results. They calling us and telling us, hey man, thank you for sharing what you shared with us, and you guys are phenomenal, and you didn't have to do this. And we feel like that the price that y'all charged us, we robbed y'all, because y'all gave us unlimited knowledge to take us to the next level. So I'm just excited about it, Doug.
Yeah, we've got coming up, just so everybody knows, we talk about commercial selling, how to get your foot in the door, how to work with commercial properties. Vaughn Cross does a great job of that. Jeff talks about, of course, his never give up, how to never give up, why you never give up. Talks about residual income. We actually have a accountant, CPA, who comes in and talks about money matters. Kelsey, she'll be there again. I talk about high-end residential sales, selling those, what I call mancho selling. Also do a little bit on mind mapping your business, how to map out your business and all the things that have to be done, and all that kind of thing. But what I really wanted to do is, just kind of get Carlos to talk a little bit about, just share a little bit about your experience at the Difference Makers Conference. Tell us your thoughts.
I mean, the name, it's so appropriate. I mean, it is, you guys deliver on the promise of the name of the conference. And it's truly, truly a difference maker if you are in this journey as an entrepreneur, starting your own pressure washing business or lining business, or it is truly the nuggets you get. It is packed with so much information. It's almost almost like going through an MBA course in 2 days. It is unbelievable the things you get out of it, and the great things about this is that it's not so overwhelming. I've gone to so many different conferences, meetings, in my during my career and previous careers that I've had in corporate America and other stuff that I've done, that sometimes you so overwhelmed by the information you kind of freeze by it. But this one, the great thing about this is just the dosage of information. It's so appropriate, so hot, that the moment you leave the place, you can begin to implement them without feeling overwhelmed. And we've talked about this. I mean, the moment I got back to my room, not even on the plane, I mean, the moment I got back to my room, I was already incorporating a lot of the stuff that I learned during the Difference Makers conference for my business, in which I just got started. I mean, ironically enough, May 11th, and which is coming up, was the day of my first job that I did a year ago. So it was my first, it was my first paying job that I did with Big Mac, my truck that looked like Doug's truck. They're twins, right. And so that was my first day, May 11th. So here I come back full circle. I go to the Difference Maker conference in February, and it was at the right time, because here I am about to really propel myself into the second year of my business, and all the information that I got from that, it was so actionable. I can put it into work right away. It was just great. If you're not going to this conference, you're making your life a lot more difficult than it needs to be when you're starting, or wherever you are in your pressure washing business. You're making it a little bit harder than it really needs to be. Whether you're new at it, you've been doing it for a few years, or you've been doing it for 15 years, it doesn't matter. That information you get, if you're not going to this conference, you're not going to get the information you really need to propel yourself to the next level. And that's how I feel what I got out of this conference. Highly recommend it for people to do it.
And one of the things that you also did while you were there, I think you did a little bit of networking with the other guys there, which is kind of your forte. I've noticed anytime you're in a group situation, you came for the F9 event that we held that same weekend. I think you've got little networking texting groups that you kind of create anytime you're around a group of people. You want to talk?
Listen, and that's what I think you get out of this conference is you are responsible for your own destiny. You're responsible for your own journey, but you cannot do this alone. And you need to surround yourself with the right people, with the right connections, with the right network. And the journey to success, it cannot just be about you. It needs to be shared. It needs to be connected. So my idea with creating these groups with the people that attend these conferences is for us to stay in touch and share our experiences. And we sit there and, hey guys, what's going on? And I bought these new gloves called Glove Works. I've been trying different gloves, and it's tough because some of the gloves that I was wearing, they're good for the job, but remember, in the middle of the job, we also want to do video, and we want to take shots of what we're doing so that we can post them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media we're trying to connect with our customers and clients. And so these gloves, someone suggested those to me out of that group. I started using it, and it's great. I mean, I can flip through the phone. It keeps me dry. It keeps me from touching that bleach. I mean, it's great. So that kind of stuff we're constantly sharing within that group, back and forth between all of us. And sometimes it goes 2-3 weeks without nobody saying anything, but I always pop in there just to check on people, because again, the journey to success should not be just about you. It's sharing it with others. And if you know something that can help someone else, why not share it like you guys are doing with us, right?
Correct. And that's one of the things I always say, and I know Jeffrey does for his parking lot striping schools as well, that, just because the school ends doesn't mean that the education does.
Right.
So we're always there to continue to help guys that have, especially the guys that have paid to attend the groups. We actually recorded all of the speaking at the Difference Makers. We have that in a private area on my community forum where the people like you that paid to attend, that, they can go on and review and rewatch those videos. It's not made to the public because you guys paid good money to travel,
right?
Paid good money to pay to attend. So we can't put it out there in the public unless we charge for it.
Right.
That's just one of the things. The point I'm trying to make is that we don't invite you guys to come in and just, us talk a long time and then send you out to the wolves and that's it, on to the next group.
Well, the good thing about recording that is actually because, the journey, it's a family journey. This is, my son is getting involved. My wife is obviously getting, involved in this journey. So we actually sat down a few weeks later and reviewed some of the videos together from the conference that I thought it was important for her to listen.
Sure.
To pay attention to what happened there, because she might hear something different. She might see something different when we're in the same journey, right? We're in the same journey. We're in this business together.
Well,
but she might hear something a little bit different. She might think of something differently than how I heard it and how I saw it. And so it's been great also to share that with my wife.
Right.
This is a family business. This is not, listen, if it was just about me, I would be bartending in Key West and riding a bicycle. You know what I mean? This is,
and Jeffrey, that's a great segue. What he just talked about, sharing those videos with his wife. Talk a little bit about, I became convicted of this last week. I really want to reach out to the husbands and wives, and encourage husbands to bring their wives that can attend free. Talk a little bit about, why we do that and how we do that at the conference.
Right. It was just so refreshing what he said, because when he said a team, my wife and I, we just come back from a conference in Orlando, Florida. And I think the importance of bringing your wife with you when you're a team, she's able to capture some of the information that you're not able to capture.
Right.
And you're able to come back and combine that together and get the full power of the conference, because, you may hear it one way and she may hear it from another way. And now she's able to give her input, and you bring her into this situation. You know what? I didn't see it this way, honey. Or baby, I didn't see it this way. So she may come in and say, hey, let's try it this way. We've been sitting there trying to put the fitting in this way. And she may say, hey, no, it's an easier way. Put some lube around it and just slide it in there. So I think it's important for you to encourage your wife to come along with you, because it gets her more involved in what you're doing, that she doesn't feel that she's so much of an outsider to where, you may need a $1,000 surface cleaner. And she may not understand that at the time on the outside, but if she's inside getting the information that, you need these things to be time sufficient. Time is money.
Right.
If well, baby, she may say, you can wash it with the one. It may take you 4 or 5 hours, but when she come in the way Doug or Vaughn or myself break it down to show you that a 4-hour job could turn into a 30 or 45-minute job, then she'll
Right.
see, okay, baby, that's why we need that. So
Right.
we thinking that's the importance of bringing your wife along with you. Not only that, but just bringing her, it can be more of a vacation thing, and you may be going through some things in your marriage or whatever. And we also bring them in to let you see it from a woman's perspective, how she deals with a Doug Rucker. How do she deals with a Jeffrey Blackman? How does she deal with a Von Cross on a day-to-day basis when you're so busy, you're doing this and doing that. But when you bring her inside there to allow her to see what your lifestyle is like on a day-to-day basis out in the field or in the office, that's what I like kind of, if you don't mind, Doug, I'm going to use you for example. A couple of weeks ago, I had to come and buy some products for you to remove some graffiti. You was all playing golf, having fun, enjoying things that you much needed to get away to recalibrate your thinking. But your wife was there, your other partner was there to pick up that slack to say, you know what, the business not just going to stop because Doug is out playing golf. No, my other half is in the running. So now that's what that residual incomes keep on coming in and in and in and in. We don't have to stop.
Right.
Correct.
Well, there's a big difference on me telling my wife, and listen, I'm not going to give anything away because you got to be there to listen, Jeffrey, to your story, right? So I'm not going to give that away because that is one of the most powerful. I don't even know how long was it, 30 minutes, an hour? I don't even know how long it was. It doesn't matter. But that was one of the most powerful moments on somebody sharing, being transparent about their journey. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. But so there's a big difference of me coming home to try to tell that story to my wife, on opposed to the wife being there, listening to that story with you, right? In my case, my wife couldn't come, right? So that's where the videos were so powerful, because I could go back with her and revisit that experience without me trying to emulate your story to her, in which is going to get lost in translation, right?
Right.
But if she's there with you, listening to that, to that moment, I mean, it's so different. You got to be there together. And then it'd be great to go that evening, maybe go out to dinner and have a discussion about, hey, what did you hear? What do you think? Or, what are our next steps? And because that's what I did right away after I came back and she was able to, watch some of the videos. And, we sat down and we're like, okay, let's go and start implementing some of this stuff. What are the next steps? What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Where are we going to do it? That kind of stuff. So
we actually will have time set aside also for any of the wives that they'll go into a separate area, to a separate room, and they'll actually meet with my wife, Kathy. They'll meet with Jeff's wife, Sharon. They'll meet with Von's wife, Quinta. And they'll be able to ask our wives some questions that they might have about what it's like living with a guy that is 24/7 business, or spending money on this or spending money on that, or how long does it take before we become successful? Stuff like that they may, have some questions about, but just don't want to voice yet, or whatever. And it's a great time because our wives have been through all of that. We weren't always successful. We weren't always, we had struggles. It took time to build this thing. So that's a great thing. And yes, we also have time, the first night, if there is wives attending with their husbands, we strongly encourage them to go out, go have dinner somewhere, to 2 or 3 couples go out and do some networking and all of that. So Carlos, give me a couple of takeaways from the last conference, Give us a couple of takeaways, and then close us out with one big takeaway, the biggest of every takeaway that you got, if you've got one?
Yeah. So I mean, there were so many different pieces by all the different, Vaughn, Jeffrey, listen, I left that conference with a new bookkeeper. I did.
Awesome.
Kate, I mean, she's my bookkeeper now. I mean,
Awesome.
I came back to Atlanta. I sent her a text. I just love her presentation. I love,
Right.
I just enjoyed what she brought to the table during her presentation about taxes and accounting and bookkeeping, and which is not, listen, that is not my forte. It is not my favorite thing. I avoided it, to a certain extent. That first year I was not very well organized like I should have been.
Right.
And maybe because you're wearing so many hats at the beginning that like the train left the station and I was just running behind it, trying to catch up, right? So
Right.
she helped me. She helped me get organized. She helped me reconcile my 2022 numbers. I mean, she was amazing, right? So out of that conference, I left with a new bookkeeper. I left with so many different nuggets that I could implement to my business right away. Not, implementable information. Sometimes you get information that you're like, how in the world am I going to get this implemented? No, here you come out with a lot of information you can implement right away. And my biggest, I don't know if it's necessarily a takeaway or not, but it is the comfort that you are surrounded by people like yourself, Doug, like you, Jeff, like Vaughn. You're surrounded by people that their true intentions are to see you succeed, not to pull away from your pocket.
Wow, that's good.
Because there's other people that all they want to do is pull away from your pocket. They look like they want to help you, but behind you, they're reaching for your wallet, right? And here, never do you feel nothing but the desire by you guys to see us succeed. And I use Doug as an example. I mean, he does not need. I took your training course in January of 2022. I mean, if you didn't care, you don't have to return my text. You don't have to, I mean, the clock, relatively speaking, the clock ran out of me doing that training class back in January of 2022. Kind of the clock expired.
Once you got on the airplane.
Right. No, I mean, once you left the door of the conference, right, you're on your way to your room. I think,
Right.
you're kind of your clock expired. Doug, if it wasn't for you, you're just a true blessing. I mean, I can't tell you, and you know this, how many times I'm stuck. I have a question. I have no idea what the answer is. I have no idea what to do. Till this day. I mean, recently I sent you pictures. I'm like, what is this? How do I get rid of this? Or
Right.
what do I do here? Or how do I change the oil on my machine? Or, why is my machine not starting today?
Right.
What could it be? For all intents and purposes, sorry, your clock ran out a year ago, right? But no, you take the time. I mean, you might not answer right away because you're busy, you got other stuff, but man, you get on it and you are, you got that heart, the true heart, and you can feel it in Jeffrey, and you can feel it in Vaughn during the conference. Everybody in front of you has the heart and desire to help you succeed at any cost. And from for me, my experience with you, Doug, is that, you're willing to still to this day help me out with questions, concerns. As the time goes by, they're few and far in between because I'm gaining a little bit more knowledge, especially a year later. But it's all because of you, man. Because you've been there. I knew I was not alone. Just really quick, I went to buy bleach at this place, and they also do they repair machines and engines and stuff like that at the place where I buy the bleach. And they had a guy with a trailer. He pulled in a trailer, and the owner was talking to the kid who owned the trailer for a little bit. Then he came to me. He filled out my bleach, and then he turns to me. I've known him a year later, right? So we kind of built a nice friendship. And he turns to me. He goes, "Man, I feel it for that kid." I said, "Why? What's going on?" I said, "Yeah, he bought this trailer to start his pressure washer machine, and the guy who sold the trailer won't return his calls with questions." That's it. He bought the trailer, deal is over, and that's it. Right? He's done. Guy's not calling him back. And then there I sat there and like, I am so blessed to have come across a Doug Rucker who I met or came about via Instagram. Then I saw your videos on YouTube, followed you for a year, stalked you for a whole year. Little did you know I was in the background over there looking at you, And then I said, it's time to roll the dice. This guy's the real deal. But you still like, is it an act? Is it true? I don't know, maybe. But man, the moment I left that first training, I'm like, this guy's the real deal. And that's why I came back to the Difference Maker conference, because I want to continue to enrich myself with information like people like yourself, Jeffrey, Vaughn, that you guys have for us to grow our business and make it better. And so I don't know if that's a takeaway or not, but it is a true blessing, because there's so many out there. You see the videos, man. My phone gets, I have a pressure washing Instagram account. I get bombarded by all kinds of people who want to reach into my pocket. Right. They don't have my success in mind. They just want to reach into my pocket.
Sure.
Not the case here at all. And this is, it's been, I told you this, Doug, and I cannot say it enough. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for my family, for my business. And now via the Difference Maker, Jeffrey and Vaughn, and Jeffrey, you and I were going to connect on that striping. I'm not ready yet. I really needed to step back because we're only a year into this. I needed to settle. I get really excited sometimes. I need to slow it down. But, now it's a true blessing that I met you to expand my business into striping. And now I know in my heart I can trust you. Doug trusts you. You're connected with Doug, man. That's all I need. And I can't wait to go down that journey soon and go to your classes and go to your training, so that we can begin to expand. But right now, it's coming.
Well, that's what this the Difference Makers is about. You came for the cleaning, to learn how to clean, operate the equipment. So folks, we just want to let you know this is a business end of this is a business conference where we go over the business end of it, commercial sales, money matters, high-end residential sales, all of that. We're not here to get into your pocket. We're not here to sell you anything other than to provide you some information. Jeff, myself, Vaughn, we enjoy seeing people succeed. We enjoy helping people succeed. We are not the reason that you can succeed, but we can help you along your journey. And that's why we do what we do.
Yep.
So that's coming up June 8th and 9th right here in Kingwood. Now, June 10th, we're going to have an open house at the store from, I think it's 8 or 9 in the morning till about noon. Coffee, donuts, come by, network, just shoot the bull, talk, all of that kind of stuff. Hopefully Jeffrey will show up for that too. I don't know. It'll be a long conference, so we'll see. And then that following Monday, Tuesday, which is the 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, and 13th, I think it is. That's my regularly monthly scheduled power washing school that we do. So we've already had a couple people sign up for difference makers along with the school. So they're kind of making a weekend out of it, like a couple did on the last one. And then Jeff, you've got a striping school coming up again, July 20th and 21st, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excited. Doug, I'm just excited about the Difference Makers Conference because
he won't talk about his thing, Carlos.
I know, man. I'm just excited about it. Because,
well, I'll talk about it because I can't wait to go to his striping. I really can't wait.
Anyway, I just want people to know that if they want to add striping to their business, which I think they should, you've got another school coming up July 20th and 21st. I know you're being humble now and you want to talk only difference makers and not infringe, but that's not infringing. People need to start planning. So,
right.
And if you're on the fence, if anybody on this call watching this, if you're on the fence, just jump. Don't even think about it. Don't even hesitate. If you don't like it, you can find me on One Touch Pro Wash on Instagram, and you can just, call me all kinds of names if you want to, because it didn't work out the way you thought it was going to go, but that's not going to be the case. You can find me, I can give you my number if you want to. I can fly you to Atlanta. You can beat me up, if you didn't think it was worth your while. But if you're on the fence, you gotta get on board on this conference. If you truly want to grow your business the way that you need to grow your business, you got to go to this.
Well, Carlos, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it very much. Jeffrey, give us some final words and take us out of here.
I guarantee you, June the 8th and June the 9th, you make your way down to Kingwood, Texas. You will not leave there disappointed. I guarantee you, you're gonna leave there. You're gonna be ready to slap a bear when you leave it. I can assure you.
Or two.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yep.
All right, Carlos. Good seeing you again, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
All right.